You have EntertheCronic's Rabbit Hole, and Tiago, Mara, and Roger, thank you so much for bringing some new music down the rabbit hole. We're going to be listening to Lunatica, The Edge of Infinity, and I am so excited to get into this amazing piece.
And we know this is Tiago's pick. I can't wait to rock with you all. Thank you so much for being here, and our family from across the sea, we love you so much for this pick. Let's get into it. Roger, I don't know if you can tell, but we've been working on our pronunciation for your guys' names, especially because we're going to come see you next year in September, and we're so excited for that. I'm sure you're excited to finally see Alanna, but we're here for a reaction today, so let's get into the write-up that you have for Tiago's pick. This is Lunatica, The Edge of Infinity. You could not find a decent live video with good audio, so we left it with the screener, which is fine. We love our studio version straight up. This is a symphonic metal band from Switzerland, and they have been active since 1998. This song is taken from the album with the same name, The Edge of Infinity, from August of 2006. After their 2009 album, New Shores, they announced that they would release a new album in 2014. But that did somehow not happen. In 2021, they released an orchestral version of the song and album. The singer you hear is Andrea Datweiler.
Very cool. Very cool. I'm so excited to get into this one. Thank you so much, Tiago, for your pick. I can't wait to see The Edge of Infinity and what this is all going to be about.
I know it's going to shred.
Yes.
Tiago, Mbappe! Nice build up. Nice. Almost in the net feel. Initial thoughts on this?
This is really good. When I first started coming on, I was definitely getting like almost like the Epica Nightwish kind of vibes because it's symphonic. Obviously,
yeah, but still distinctly like that.
But distinctly, I was getting that kind of vibe, and then really great transitions. I'm loving the singer's voice. That I
think it was Andrea or something. Andrea sounds almost like a net.
Almost like a net. Very, very nice.
That style. Yeah, I'm loving it too. I like that you said the transitions there because each transition feels flowy, like you're just getting set to the next scene, and it's so clean on that. And I'm just loving the mystical feel of this too. And
the keyboard is insane. Just woo.
I'm loving the guitar because it's just like and these little triplets that they're adding too. Oh yeah,
so good. There's so much in this already that we could just go off.
It's a great pick.
Great pick.
transition. Wow, almost like a dream state.
A little techno-y.
Yeah. We're flying again. Woo! Back. Nice. I love this one. Oh, that was so catchy. And they just hammered that line.
Transition.
Which one?
Oh, the one where it like really changed up. It became a little bit techno-y. It had flair in it with like the synth kind of style that came in.
I know which moment you're talking about.
Oh, that was dope.
Before like the end drive, it was that moment that really felt like it's isolated moment.
And the end just really drove it. And I was really focusing in too because they had like a backing choir almost in the background behind her singing.
I couldn't even notice that. That's incredible.
Really added another layer of depth to it. So like you could have her in the foreground as like, you know, like the stage person. I forget what that's called. The front woman. And you could really hear her singing, but then there were so many layers of like the music behind her and then the choir kind of backing it. Just pushing everything forward. So like it was really, really beautifully mixed.
I'm glad you heard that because I was so taken by just the musical side of that too. And I could tell you were really trying to hear some of the lyrics too, and or if you were trying to differentiate who was singing.
Listening specifically to the layers of what was going on because I heard I heard what sounded like a choir in the background. I was like, wait a second.
Yeah.
What is this? So then I started really focusing in on that. That's when you can really hear the different layers of like the drums and then the triplets that you were talking about coming through.
So gorgeous. I love it.
And then like that keyboard really adding a lot of those punching moments that were
such a driving song. Exactly.
It really was.
And it feels so good.
And it's so good.
It felt like almost a little bit power metal, though it wasn't, but it gave you the same joy and love that you get from a power metal song too.
Definitely anthem-like, because that's that joy that you feel from power metal is that anthem style.
Because once you know this song, they come back to that same lyric that they just kept hammering and circling on, and once you know that and you get to sing that with the crowd, that's going to be such a fun one too. You can see why, Tiago, you love this one too as like a guitar lover and just a joy for music that has good energy and good vibes.
Absolutely.
Which this band has tons of it.
It has tons of it. And I have to just shout out how amazing the album artwork is on this as well. There were so many, like I mentioned how many layers there were in the music itself within the mix.
It was very cool.
And even in the artwork itself, there was a ton of layers in it, because at first I thought there were two faces like staring at each other, but then I realized that they're actually just like
people.
No, but under what the people are sitting on looks like two faces staring at each other. But then if you look at it, it's actually almost just a mirror image, and then it's creating a heart coming down around Lunatica with a pyramid in the middle, and then like a dragon flying behind it. There's stairs going up the faces.
Totally. It's a great album cover.
So many different layers that are happening within
it. It looks like the edge of infinity.
It looks like the edge of infinity.
Doesn't it?
Literally staring into the edge of infinity.
Because that infinity sign is the two like circles that come together.
It is. So it's an infinity sign, but then if you drag down, it's also a heart. So it's really cool to watch.
I didn't even see the infinity sign until we started talking about it. So that's cool, and that's what art is, and that's why every single band, and even a band like this, you hope they have a lot of support, because it's so easy from where I've been seeing. It's hard for symphonic bands to stand out, in my opinion, outside of some of like the bigger ones that I know, and it
Yeah,
needs something like this to make me want to come back to this one specifically because there's
absolutely.
so many good picks. And Lunatic, what they really brought for me there was again adding the power metal side to the
Yeah,
symphonic, and I think that added
it's like
genre
symphonic power metal.
gives it a bit more not as melancholic, you know?
Yeah,
So
because
like,
a lot of symphonic metal does come off as melancholy or
yeah,
gothic or those like more darker tones within the
exactly.
music itself.
Satisfied everything I love about music
Whereas
here.
this was metal, it was symphonic, and it was happy, it was powerful, it was uplifting. So I'd really like to see what more Lunatica has to offer if they continue with this style of music, or if this is just an album style, and maybe their other albums have that darker tone. Who knows? It'd be really cool to know where Lunatica kind of sits in their musical spectrum, you know?
Yes, absolutely. And I definitely had a great time here. And thank you so much, Tiago, Rajay, and Mara for this amazing pick. If you want to see more Lunatica come down the rabbit hole, let us know in the comments below. And if you are not a Chronic and yet, just hit that subscribe button. And that's all you got to do. And hit that like button if you had a good time with us today. But we are now exiting the rabbit hole, folks.
Thank you so much, Tiago, for this amazing request. Peace and love, Chronicans.
God bless y'all.
Thank you so much for joining us on the rabbit down the rabbit hole. Bye, everyone.